Hi friends, how are you? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Allie and I'm so grateful to be spending this precious time together, and I really hope that you're doing well. I am very anxious to get into see what Spirit has for us today. The last two readings that I have done, if you had felt called to them, were pretty intense, and I do feel like they were connected. I have no idea what tonight may bring, but we're going to dive in here and see what Spirit has for us. So I would love to invite you to take a deep breath, connect here energetically, open your energy to receive the messages that Spirit most wants you to hear right now. And let's go ahead and just dive in. I'm ready. I feel more than ready. I feel amped up to see what is going to come through here tonight. And I was immediately drawn to this ethereal, what's it called? Dreamscape Oracle. I've been drawn to using it here more the last month or so. And I'm not familiar with the cards, so if we need to, we're going to use the deck. Ooh, fawn. Very interesting. And raven at the bottom of the deck, which feels important as well. Let me find some space here. And so we're going to read from the guidebook to see what fawn is all about. But look at this innocent energy. It kind of looks like it's there under a starry or even a snowy night. And something that I love about deer is how liminal they are, how connected they are to other realms. I always feel like they have 1 foot in and 1 foot out of our world. I just realized how in the shot my microphone stand is, so I apologize for that, but we're just going to go with it tonight. Hope that's okay. Let's see where fawn is. Number 67, so that could be an important number for you. Maybe a birth year. Or maybe someone beloved to you is 67. Okay. Well, the meanings are significant change is coming your way and a new financial opportunity may appear. Well, that's great. Great news. It says fawn is the term given to young deer in their first year. They are lighter colored, which helps them blend into their surroundings to survive. In many cultures, fawns symbolize new financial beginnings. I didn't know that. They can also indicate when a significant life change is heading in your direction. Use fawn energy when you want to change your life outcomes. It is a good omen when fawn comes to visit you in this deck. Get ready for change to make its appearance, both good or bad. You may also want to look at your bank statements. How can you improve your monetary status at this time? Well, this is fascinating. Very fascinating. Oh, you know what? We were going to look at Raven too. Let's check that out, and then we'll pull some more cards. Raven is number 53. And where are you, Raven? All right. It's time to get crafty with the situation. Honor your ancestors. Humans underestimate ravens. Yes, we do. They are cunning and intelligent creatures who use tools to get what they want. It's no wonder most mythology refers to them as psychopomps. A psychopomp is a guide who leads the deceased to their final resting place. Ravens have been heralds of the dying for as long as civilization can recall. If Raven has come to you today, it's time to get crafty. Use your intelligence to make a vital shift happen. Honor those who live in memory. Set up an altar and pay respect to the dead. So I'm already getting several messages here. I think you have been crafty lately. I think you have been putting energy into something, which is leading to an actual death of one way of being or situation and the birth of a new situation for you, which is what I think you desired the entire time. I'm going to move this a little bit just so we have space for the cards. Okay. So I think this is what you have desired the entire, with this whole situation that you look at that split. Can you even? 8 of Cups in the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, you're leaving one situation for a much better one. Holy cow. I'm already blown away by this reading, and we've barely started. Okay, give us more information, please, here, Spirit. More information. Ace of Pentacles, 8 of Swords. Yeah, you had to figure out how to get crafty with something. I think you, at minimum, you have a really good idea. This is hysterical. Page of Swords. You have a really good idea about how you are going to create something, maybe expand your business, do something different with your business or your career. Let's see. Can we have more information, please? And thank you, Spirit. More information about this new situation. What is going on for them? Oh, an interesting collaboration. So perhaps you could be working in a new place, but also working with someone else, like multiple places. Maybe you have a business. Goodness sakes. Okay, yeah, the 8 of Swords really wanted to come out. And then the 5 of Wands here, you know what this in reverse gives me an energy of like the end of conflict. You've made a decision. You're going to put action into it if you haven't already. And we have a lot of King. Okay, so we have King of Cups, Queen of Pentacles. Here's a King of Swords. We have 5 of Swords up here. Queen of Cups. Wow, look at that. 7 of Cups. Judgment. I mean, these readings, these like general readings that I've done the last few nights, these have been heavy hitters. This is big energy. This isn't, this is exciting to read for because stuff is moving. Things are moving. And now would you look at that? You have the King of Pentacles. So you have 3 kings out here. Which one are we missing? The King of Wands is the only one that I don't see. Then you have 6 of Swords and then the 8 of Swords here. Oh gosh, this is messy. This is messy. Let's see here. And maybe that's how you felt about your finances, actually, I'm hearing. Your financial world was messy. Has been messy, and it's like, okay, the old way isn't doing it. It's time to get creative. And that's exactly the energy that was needed in order to bring about this fawn. Because like the book said, when you pull that card, it said it's a good omen. It's a good omen that things are improving, that financial opportunities are coming in. So I think regardless of what you're doing, however you're getting crafty, is still a calling for you. It's still something that you feel passionate about, that you enjoy, that you feel gives back to others. And has, I think in the past, helped you get out of tricky situations, but also has the I'm sorry, I'm trying to find the right word. Well, I can't find the word that I'm thinking of, but it has the ability to help you make more money in the future. And again, they're kind of reiterating, it's not just about the money, but this has the potential to be very, very lucrative. This new idea, this new beginning, it does feel like a collaboration, I have to be honest. And I do think with the 8 of Swords, because it's been popping out here in this reading, in the shuffling, and then here again. You know, I feel like there's some unknown stuff that is still giving you anxiety. I feel like it's still going out on a limb and taking a leap regardless. But I also kind of feel like, in a sense, you don't really have another choice. And this feels like a pretty good idea. This feels very promising. Yeah, it feels very promising. When I look at all these kings and 2 queens here and the 7 of cups, it's like whatever you desire or whatever you want to manifest or create in this world, you have the ability, you have the integrity, you have the depth, you have the intelligence to make it happen. And I really want to say, I feel like you have the drive. Like, I'm really kind of perplexed that we don't have a King of Wands out here, because intuitively, I feel like, well, there's the 3 of Wands. I feel like you have the drive. And maybe with the 3 of Wands coming out as saying, yeah, you've got the drive, you've got the passion, but you're still kind of looking out to say, okay, how can I execute this in a smart way? Yeah, I think so. Because you're not just, maybe in the past, you've kind of gone full speed ahead, hoping and praying, I'm just going to go ahead and do this and hope that things work out. But I think you're a little bit older now. You're a little bit wiser. You're more in tune with yourself. I think you've already been working at some kind of business or project for a minute. So you're not brand new. We don't see a bunch of pages out here. We see queens and kings. You've been doing this for a minute. And so you've kind of learned about the pitfalls and what works and what doesn't, and running at something unprepared, full force. Can it happen? Sure. Does it happen a lot? Not really. It's much better to be more calculated and using, your intelligence and your depth, your emotional depth, and you have a well of resources that aren't just financial. This is skills that you have honed over the years. This is connections that you have made over the years, know-how that you have cultivated. You have a lot of resources at your disposal, but I can see that, like, the ultimate goal here is financial security, stability, and independence. But what, they kind of keep bringing me back to this. It doesn't really matter. Well, I don't even know why I'm saying that. What I'm trying to say is, you could not be doing something if it didn't fulfill you in some way, and also didn't contribute some good into the world. And I think whatever this is for you does contribute good into the world. Maybe you help people make memories. I feel like that could be a big one. Maybe you help people heal themselves. And that occurrence with individuals in and of itself is a memory for these people. So I think you're kind of turning your back on something that you've put a lot of energy into and maybe just wasn't working, wasn't sticking, wasn't truly fulfilling anymore, because it just wasn't worth the energy anymore. And so you're looking, okay, what's the next thing that I can put more of my energy into and kind of back off the other thing? Because I do see somebody here in you. I see you spinning a lot of plates. I don't think you're like a very sit still person. At the very least, I think your mind is full of ideas and, kind of conjuring up how could I make that happen? What would that look like? What kind of energy and work would that entail? What would I need? It's like very cerebral. But also this well of emotion and emotional depth and maturity that you have cultivated over time is worth its weight in gold, I just heard, for what you are embarking on next. And I do feel like you're kind of in a bind. You've kind of been in a bind. Things have not been as lucrative or as satisfying as you need them to be. Yeah, like my hand just inadvertently touched the Judgment card, and that's where I'm getting that energy. It needs to be emotionally fulfilling. It has to be a calling for you, and it has to help people too. So where you've been just wasn't really, doing it. Interesting that we have 2 of Cups at the bottom of the deck. They just had me look. And I kind of get 2 messages here with this. For some, you could maybe be doing this with a significant other or just a very close business partner, maybe somebody you've already been partnered with as far as a business, working relationship goes, and you're expanding this collaborative effort in 2 different locations or something like that. That does feel kind of specific. But this could also, both could be true, but it could also be this relationship you've cultivated with yourself. They wanted me to see what was underneath it. Yeah, that you've been working on with yourself, but also it does feel more like a working thing. It doesn't feel very relationshipy. I mean, take it how it resonates for you. I'm just kind of I'm just reading the energy here. It feels more like a working relationship type energy. But it could also be the relationship that you have been working on for yourself. You are your very best cheerleader, and you know how to prop yourself up. You trust yourself. You can depend on yourself, but not in some kind of toxic hyper independence kind of way. Just like, okay, I know I can pull this off, and I owe it to myself, and I'm deserving of making this happen. And a very, I can't express enough how not toxic this energy feels. It feels so healed. And you have the King and Queen of Cups here with the Queen of Pentacles in the middle. Yeah, it's this very grounded, healed energy you embody, and you have a very good connection with yourself in a way I don't think you did 10 or 15 years ago, to be honest with you. This is hard won, hard fought for, this connection you have with yourself, and it's really something to be proud of. I think you've had to make the decision over and over again to choose yourself, to work on yourself, to heal yourself. And you've gained all this emotional maturity, just maturity in general, really, over the years. And it feels like, this has helped you become a wonderful business person. This is so interesting. I mean, the message about getting crafty and doing something differently in order to help spin that wheel a little closer to financial freedom just feels like the message, that you're doing it. You're being encouraged to do it. And I just want to kind of see, what is the card of the person I'm reading? What is their personal energy here? Can you show me them, Spirit? Well, I was only going to take one, but I'm just so drawn to this whole chunk right here that we're going to take it. And we're going to see what we have. Are you kidding me? You're going to love this. I got to get a little something to cover the card. The Magician. My friend, you're the Magician. This is your energy. You can make it happen. These cards are wild. I'm so obsessed with these cards. I think I say this in every reading. But it's so funny because the feelings I get from the artwork on these cards are sometimes slightly different than the typical reading of the card. Anyway, it says confident, creative, important communications, proficient, skillful. Is this not what we've been describing? This is describing you literally. And I can almost hear the person on this card cackling with delight in like this really crazy kind of way. But there's also rainbows and like bubbles and mountains and clouds for hair. And I feel like you bring joy to people, even if it is in a healing modality type way. Ultimately, it brings joy. I think your personality can be quite joyful. It's memorable for sure. But you're a very interesting, unique person. And this doesn't go unseen. You're going to lose it. Look what the next card is. Ace of Pentacles. The gift of nature, sanctuary, peace. The gift of nature. That's so interesting. Look how beautiful this card is. But we were talking, well, I mean, to get the Ace of Pentacles with this Fawn card is just amazing, I think. With the Queen of Pentacles, this is resources and stability in many forms. Yes, financial is certainly coming through here. There's no doubt about that. But also having the ability to have time to sit in nature, to be more connected and at peace in your skin and your body, to be able to put your feet on the ground and appreciate the birds and the trees and the sky. Like, I think you're coming from a real, not that you won't be hustling, but in a different way, in a more grounded way, in a more centered way, in a way that's more satisfying and fulfilling to you, that leaves room to be more connected to the earth. Maybe you're going to be relocating from a place that's like insane city hustle and bustle to a place that has more nature, more wildlife, more earthy energy. I don't know. But whatever you're doing is going to allow more space for that. Then we have the Moon and Temperance. The Moon here says creative. You've got natural instinct, dreams, and release. So above, so below. Yeah, I think you're releasing something with that Seven of Cups and grabbing a different one. And it is what it is. It's just that time now. Temperance, combining different energies to solve problems, balance and commitment. Okay, this is where you are. This is your reading. This is as big of a green light as I could imagine. If you were waiting for some kind of sign or signal or acknowledgement from the universe, like, should I go out on this limb? Should I try this new thing? I think this is a great big yes. I mean, the Ace of Pentacles says so much. But of course, you probably have very normal thoughts, fears, reservations. Anyone would making a change like this. But this feels so aligned and really almost divinely guided, I have to say. It does feel divinely guided, in my opinion. I'm going to put these two here. Yeah, I mean, I'm curious to hear from you. How does this resonate for you? Because while it feels specific to me, I feel like there's even more specifics and context here that I'm not picking up on. Like there's a journey, there's a story here that I'm just kind of getting the cliff notes on to help validate your decision, to help you on that path. They wanted me to look at the bottom of this deck, and we have the Queen of Cups again. Selfless love, healing, protection. So you got the Queen of Cups twice here. And I think doing this, whatever you're about to embark on or are embarking on, is going to be incredibly healing for you on a multitude of levels. It's going to, I think you were fighting something for a really long time, and you've done all this healing, and now you're to the point where you feel safe enough to say, okay, this ship is not sailing. So we're going to just go ahead and move in another direction. And I can keep working at the other thing that maybe hasn't taken off yet, but I'm going to put more energy into this other thing. And this is all great. Like, it's not a heartbreak. There's an excitement here. There's an optimism. That's the word. There's an optimism here. 5 years ago, I don't think you would have been so optimistic about this, but I think you're a different person now. And situations have changed. And I'm also getting you're exactly where you're meant to be here. Ooh, I felt called to get the angel numbers out. And when I pulled it out, I saw 333. You are being called upon to use your spiritual gifts as a light worker, assisting all of humanity. Live your truths and be a positive light unto others. With I am powerful. And I do feel like with the judgment card, that's kind of what we've been getting. How can I, for you, it's like, how can I share my light? How can I uplift others? How can I touch lives while also fulfilling my creative needs and what lifts me up and excites me and helps me be financially independent? This is a beautiful thing. This feels like a beautiful, beautiful thing. So Spirit, to put a cap on this reading for any of those people who are still here, still connected to this and resonating, can you give us a number or two that will assist them on their path, that you will be showing them as a sign to help them know and feel confident that they are on the right path ahead, please? Just 1 or 2 cards, please. Numbers to help these individuals know that they are on the right path. I do feel like 333 is going to be one for you. If not maybe the most significant one, because it's kind of funny when I use decks, I put them away, and when I get them out, the card on the bottom of the deck, and it could be months later, is very relevant to the reading I'm doing right then. Whew. Okay, we got a couple here. We got 1. I am innovative. Is that 1 or an I? It kind of looks like an I. But I think it's 1. It says, you are a self-starter with very innovative ways of creating opportunity. Good night. This is what we're saying. Your determination and endurance are powerful and will help you get through rough times and reach success. This is where you are right now. So number 1. Then we have 31. Your approach to life is an effective mix of both practicality and imagination. Your mind is stirring with creative ideas, and you have the organizational skills to manifest them to life. This is literally what we've been saying. Organization and organizational is one of my favorite words. I do not know why I feel called to say this in your reading, but I'm saying it. I love those words and I love to write them. And 999, oh my gosh. I am unique. Didn't we say you were unique with the Magician card? You are. Thank the past for your lessons and leave it where it belongs so you can make the best of the life that is still waiting to be fulfilled by only you. Oh my gosh. So those are your numbers to look out for. And the messages that went along with them are so appropriate and connected to everything that has been said here. Everything that was channeled through. I mean, the validation here is incredible. I'm so grateful, Spirit. You're going to do this. I mean, that fawn card is so important to this whole reading. And I am cheering you on. You have the commitment, the balance, the uniqueness, the creativity. You've got it all. You can do whatever you set your mind to, truly. And I think you've already proven that to yourself. This is so exciting. Please, please let me know if and how this resonates for you. I'm dying to know. Okay, so this was your reading. This was super interesting. It was a lot of fun to channel. I'm so grateful that you have trusted me with this reading for you and to bring these messages through. Please let me know if and how this resonated for you in your personal story if you feel so called. I am super interested to find out. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can find all that information at my website at theseaowl.com. It's also in the description box below. Please like, share, subscribe. If I've mentioned that already, I can't remember. Hyping is a thing now. And yeah, thank you again for letting me channel this for you. And more than anything, please take excellent care of yourself. And I will see you soon. Bye.